Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with Freeze Friday on Sunday. And as I mentioned last time, my layout shares will continue to be on Sunday until the end of the Summer Scrap Challenge at Mind the Scrap. And that's because the rules change on Sunday. And so I'll just be sharing with you all the ones that were according to those rules. This week there's an exception. I have about, I don't know, 19 or 20, 18 or 19, something like that. I forget. This first one I couldn't share until today because it was made for as my design team or my guest designer layout for Craft Plus. And this was made entirely with all scraps that had already been pre-cut from Color Study. I had these small triangles and then I had these large triangles. And the mood board inspiration for this month at Craft Plus is this that kind of has these slices of pie. And so I thought pie chart and I thought exploding pie chart, and I looked for what makes me think of exploding is Reese, and I found this really nice photo of her just almost kissing the couch because she was so happy to be home from the boarding place after we got back from vacation. So this is all Color Study. I did a lot of distressing on the edges to kind of, in a darker color than the craft, to kind of make it stand out. There is a video on that one. This one, I don't think there is a video. This is for the challenge. The rules this week were the layout had to be monochromatic. You had to use a stencil. You had to have torn paper. And you had to have the numeral 1 or the word 1 in your title, and you had to have stitching. So this is my monochromatic kind of minty teal. This is I made the star out of a watercolor background. It was a distress ink background. Cracked pistachio and another darker green ink, mowed lawn maybe. And I put the stencil over and spritzed it with water so it actually removed color. So that was kind of fun. And there's no video on this one. I edited or filtered the photo with, and I forget, I know this was not the Waterlog, this was Prisma, but I forget which filter within Prisma, probably Airport, but maybe something else. And her clothes were much darker turquoise, but it actually filtered them to this, and this set the color scheme for everything else. This one was an all black and white one done kind of to celebrate my mom's birthday. She would have been 101 on July 26th. And in some video, I made the statement that brown makes me angry. I'm not a color that I feel is unnecessary in the universe is brown. And so I decided to make a brown layout. I found some brown papers and I fussy cut this out of the same paper that was this one. Those were white rings, but the white ink actually picked up some brown pigment or some kind of pigment, and it's actually kind of turned pink a little bit, almost like this kind of has a slightly pinkish hue. But this was kind of a fun page to do about how Katie got a trip to Europe and John got a pair of grilling gloves. They share birthday parties. They don't share a birthday. Hers is the 12th and his was the 20th of April. So, I have lost an E, I noticed, right here. It may show up. It may be stuck to something else. This one is a challenge accepted, and this was the original, and I loved the blue with the yellow, but I decided to do it all yellow to get that monochromatic point in the challenge, and it turned out really nicely. I think I love it, and I had that great yellow perspective there. I'm worried about my missing E now. I'll have to go hunt that down. That's one of those alphabets. That is the jewelry box alphabet, and I'm running out of it, and I almost certainly don't have an E. So this was Mixed Media Frenzy, and there is a video for this. There's a video for Challenge Accepted too. Video for this one that shows me starting out with 5 different Distress Oxide colors up here. And by the time I spritzed and sprinkled the rest of the stuff on there, it all kind of blended together, but I absolutely love it. So if you want to see what all I used and how strangely I used it, check out the video. I keep feeling things on the back, and it's the stitching. It looks like a drunk surgeon did these stitches. I was trying to go for something of an abstract look, and I just poked random holes in there and tried to string them together, and my experiment didn't work, but not much I could do about it. This one is a page that I really love. I did this one live on the Dottie About Flair Facebook page, as part of my design team challenge. And the design team challenge was to limit yourself and draw. So I didn't know what I was going to be scrapping with until I drew on camera. And it ended up that I pulled the sketch, and the color scheme was lime green, and I forget what the other possible choices were. But with all the stuff that I didn't use here, all the other possibilities of choices, I made this layout and this layout. And these two, I did these two in one video. So this one is really simple. And so there's that. I made another purple one. Somebody asked me to make another purple page. And I love doing these monochromatic layouts and just pulling everything purple I own. And whether it means anything or not, just tossing it on the page. This page of paper actually had a red line, indicating a route that somebody was taking. So I just stitched over it to get that stitching point. I love this page. I really love this purple map paper, and all the different purples on there just make me happy. This one is one that I did in a layout or a Stash Bash Palooza class, and it was based on this page map sketch, which was an 8.5 by 11 sketch that I adapted to 12-inch. And this pink right here, which went with all the other pinks, I used every pink I had. That was a gel print that I pulled, I think, on the very first night of the Vicki Boutin class. And then those are some stamps, and there's some stenciling and a perspective title and Bramble Fox die, cutting that out. Just fun. This one I did for the Stash Bash class and also for the Orange is the Color of Hope challenge at Dottie About Flair. This month, the charity set, we have a charity set every month at Dottie About Flair. And this month, the charities were selected by me, and many of you know that Ava was diagnosed with leukemia when she was 10, and she benefited very much from several leukemia charities that help children. And John was diagnosed with Parkinson's in 2018. She was diagnosed in 2019. And he passed away in February, not specifically from Parkinson's, but he had benefited from the Michael J. Fox Foundation push for research into medications and just building up a knowledge base about exercise and diet and things like that that can help extend your quality of life with Parkinson's. And so if you buy the charity set, which includes, there's this really cute orange, it's called Orange is the Color of Hope. This one has the fox from the Michael J. Fox Foundation. This one kind of has a honeycomb, and this one has an orange heart that says love. And there are, I think, 8 or 10 flares in that set. All the proceeds, all the profits will go to the Michael J. Fox Foundation in the U.S. or the Leukemia UK Society in the UK. So, because Dottie About Flair is a UK company, and because I'm in the U.S., I got to split it and do 2 charities. So, I like this page. The design that Christina, kind of showed us was this torn paper. She's really big into torn papers, and then you kind of put a little bit right here, a little bit right here, and it kind of locates your clusters. I just love that design. This is another design from Christina in class yesterday called Photo Burst, and you just basically cut long rectangles and then cut them into triangles and then place them like this so that it kind of, and then embellish across the horizontal that way. And we did a packaging technique with Distress Oxides. Well, I used Distress Oxides on mine. And then I stenciled with the same color of Distress Oxide to get, with a little bit dirty stencil brush or sponge pad, to kind of get a little bit distinctive, kind of grayed out colors. So that was fun. And I used some tissue paper back there. Anything I had that was that minty kind of coral. I didn't put my my bracelet in, my Margaritaville fins up bracelet. It would have fit. This one was one where my Wi-Fi cut out. We had started making this half circle chain, and there were supposed to be 2 or 3, or you could have had them at an angle or whatever. And Wi-Fi cut out, and I spent so much time trying to figure out what was wrong and try to get back in that I ran out of time to actually bother with it. So I went ahead and finished the page with anything circular that I had, just ran my chain one way across the page that way. And this was a monochromatic yellow page with black and white. This was one for Scrap Squad Sunday, and it's very heavy over here because I have a lot of layers of paper. It's a ladybug page. The original sketch, or the original layout that we used for inspiration, was by Natalie D'Souza, and it was kind of, divided like this with a cluster there and a little title cluster down over here. And I adapted that to my monochromatic color scheme, being the color red with black and white. And I made a Katybug page, or a ladybug page for Katybug, and I used part of the flare set that I designed with Scrappy Adam, which includes ladybugs and bees because I have a granddaughter named Katybug and a grandson named Barrett. And he also made me up some alligators for alligator. we're working on squirrels for Ava because we used to call her baby squirrel instead of baby girl. So I just use hedgehogs now. So thinking that at the age she is in those pictures that I use those, she wouldn't know the difference between a squirrel and a hedgehog, right? So this one was fun to make. There is a video for this one for Scrap Squad Sunday. And then these last three were ones I made this morning, just trying to push Team 3 ahead. We knew that we were 5 layouts down, and a couple of other ladies were doing some, and I decided that I had time to do 3. So I did this one with a photo. The color scheme here was set by the color of those daylilies and the color of this pot. And I love this photo because any photo that has palm trees in the foreground makes me happy. But there's the big slide that the kids had so much fun coming down, and there's the spa, and then just beyond that you can see the playhouses that we painted in bright neon colors for the kids back when they were little. So this was fun. The page and the pool. And I had cut some of those circles on that half circle chain. This is what I cut the circles from. So you can see there's one of those kind of honeycomb yellow circles there. So I love this. I decided to put sequins around this one, but decided not to on the others because the title was coming out of this one. I had just this little tiny length of this yellow stuff, and I extended it with stitching. I did crazy stuff, and I was not sure about it. When I did it, it kind of was looking like a hot mess to me, and I just pulled a sequin off, and the sequin is on my clothes. And I was surprised when it was all done. I didn't hate it. And Christina kind of mentioned that yesterday. There was something we were working on. She said, just persevere, keep with it, and you'll get it to where you like it. Just stick with it. Don't give up on it. So I hadn't done, in the whole week, I hadn't done a blue page, so I decided to do one today, and that's Vicki Boutin. Vicki Boutin, this and this is a Vicki Boutin branding strip. The flower and this stripe are from Sunkissed by Coco Vanilla. And just a series of little goofy photos, another one of those everyday moments that, kind of is a memory. This kind of animal print in blue, various blues, is also, there's a small scrap of that. It's also from Coco Vanilla. And I used, what was it? Blueprint Sketch, Distress Oxide, through a little stencil to make the bubbles there. And then this one, bless her heart, Jackie Scraps, otherwise known as Jackie Ashton, had done a layout where she had a photo in the middle and a couple of cards, very simple, using this as a background. So it had lots of color and it was beautiful, and it was monochromatic, and she kind of, so I thought, well, I have a page of that. And I used some, what is that? Peacock feathers through a stencil to make the dots back there. And this, I've used this cut file like this black film strip. I use it so often I forget to credit Redefine Creative for that. It's in the Redefine Creative shop. You should be able to find that. And then I actually found some thread that matches this. And this is, it kind of, the way I put the photos there, it kind of looks like one panoramic photo. And the idea, I was trying to take a picture of Reese, and Reese was looking at me until the very last minute when she decided to turn around and see what Allie was doing. This is Allie making a bedroom out of our dining room upstairs. So she's really fixed it up. There's she's got a really nice sheet there, and where I'm standing taking the photo, we're going to put up a curtain, like a line that the curtain's a metal line. We have to get it from IKEA. So anyway, this was all a lot of fun. I was at first disappointed that we had this monochrome scheme, and then I decided that it was fun looking through my stash, pulling things by color, not by theme or collection or designer or anything. I just kind of pulled open a drawer, Pink Fresh drawer, the Vicki Boutin drawer, the Maggie Holmes drawer, whatever, and even my own prints, my own gel prints doing in Vicki's class. And I ended up really liking the pages, and I've had some responses on YouTube and Instagram that you guys have enjoyed kind of seeing where we went. And the one that makes me laugh, of course, is the brown one. John would absolutely be flabbergasted that I did a brown page, but there's there's the brown paper bag there, and the envelope for his card is brown, and there's a piece of hair which is not brown anymore there. And so this was the big news of this particular birthday, was that Katie got her trip to Europe. I'm going to pull this off to the side because I need to find that E and put it in there. So anyway, this was a fun week. This coming week is going to be different. We're going to have to use large photos and no title and more than some number of words of journaling, and I forget what else. But I'll see you next week, next Sunday, and we'll see what I make in the meantime. Thanks for watching. Bye.